on my brow, I'll burn the midnight oil. Lap after lap, carve my name in the soil. 100 ways to crash, but not tonight. I chase the line, I earn my fight. Pedal down, no fear, I'm taking flight. This track, this race, it's mine tonight. Qualifying ghosts, I'll float them down. Every corner's mine, I own this town. Sire scream, my setup's tight. I bled for this win in the virtual light. 100 ways to crash, but not tonight. I chase the line, I earn my fight. Pedal down, no fear, I'm taking flight. This track, this race, it's mine tonight. No resets, no excuses, I pay my dues. Studied every apex, I've got nothing to lose. The pack's behind me, checkers in my sight. I'm the king of this over, I'm winning tonight. 100 ways to crash, but not tonight. I've chased the line, I've earned my fight. Pedal down, no fear, I'm taking flight. This track, this race, it's mine tonight. No resets, no excuses, I paid my dues. Studied every apex, I've got nothing to lose. The pack's behind me, checkers in my sight. I'm the king of this over, I'm winning tonight. No resets, no excuses, I paid my dues. Studied every apex, I've got nothing to lose. The pack's behind me, checkers in my sight. I'm the king of this over, I'm winning tonight. No resets, no excuses, I paid my dues. Studied every apex, I've got nothing to lose. The pack's behind me, checkers in my sight. I'm the king of this server, I'm winning tonight. Shift up, hold steady, I'm crossing that line. I race in glory, this moment's mine. Pedal down, no fear, I'm taking flight. This track, this race, it's mine tonight. Burning and pixels collide. Steel and rubber in a world online. Every corner's a war to survive. Lead foot's keeping the fire alive. Engines in the void, thundering loud. Virtual tracks, but the crowd still shout. Through the crash and the flame we rise again. Lead foot TV, where the night won't end. Screaming sparks in the haze. Metal hearts locked in digital rage. Every lap is a line in the sand, driven faster by a ghostly hand. Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV. Engines in the void, thundering loud. Virtual tracks, but the crowd still shout. Through the crash and the flame we rise again. Leadfoot TV, where the night won't end. Tires scream, the sparks in the haze. Metal hearts locked in digital rage. Every lap is a line in the sand, driven faster by a ghostly hand. Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV. TV. fire in the veins, every lap written in blood and chains. The track remembers, it takes its due. Legends falling and legends break through. Let for TV feel the ground ignite, through the smoke and fire into the night. Slow and heavy, the storm begins. Glory is calling, only one wins. Lights on the horizon, fire in the veins, every lap written in blood and chains. The track remembers, it takes its due. Legends fallen and legends break through. No retreat, no disguise. Engines awaken under blackened skies. One by one, the echoes rise. Let for TV, the fire never dies. Let for TV feel the ground ignite, through the smoke and fire into the night. Slow and heavy, the storm begins. Glory is calling, only one wins. Only one wins. Only one wins. Only one wins. No retreat, no disguise. Engines awaken under blackened skies. One by one, the echoes rise. Let for TV, the fire never dies.
You talk too much, but the track don't lie. Quit stalling out, quit wasting time. Let me wait for this, pedal to the floor. Quit whining, drive like you want more. Quit whining and drive, feel the fury ignite. On the foot TV, it's a battle tonight. Quit whining and drive, leave it down in the dust. Steel and fire is the throttle we trust. Webbing doors at 200 strong. The weak get wrecked, the brave roll on. Every last war, no mercy inside. If you came to complain, step off the ride. The time is ticking, the engine's roared. Whine and drive, that's what it's for. From the sims to the screen, it's the edge of your seat. Burning rubber where legends compete. Quit whining and drive, feel the fury ignite. On the foot TV, it's a battle tonight. Quit whining and drive, leave it down in the dust. Steel and fire, it's the throttle we trust. Lights out, hearts pounding, the countdown scream. You're strapped in the cockpit of a digital dream. No tears, no fear, just a checkered sky. Quit whining and drive or get left behind. Quit whining and drive or get left behind. Quit whining and drive, let the wild take control. On the foot TV, it's a race for the soul. Quit whining and drive, leave it down in the dust. Steel and fire, it's the throttle we trust. Green flags alive. Quit whining and drive.
Screens lit up, the grid's alive. Engines roar in this digital drive. Sweat on the brow, I burn the midnight oil. Lap after lap, carve my name in the soil. 100 ways to crash, but not tonight. I chase the line, I earn my fight. Pedal down, no fear, I'm taking flight. This track, this race, is mine tonight. Qualifying ghosts, I'll throw them down. Every corner's mine, I own this town. virtual light. 100 ways to crash, but not tonight. I chase the line up.
Welcome, folks, to the Golden Racing Asphalt League All-Star Race, live here at USA International. We're on the dirt tonight, and it's going to be an exciting. We're going to run 4 heat races, and I believe they're taking the first. The top 2 are going to transfer into the A main. And looking forward to this race. This heat race is scheduled for, let's see, how many laps is this heat race? For 10 laps. So we're getting ready to go green right here. Want to thank all of the announcers that have called for the Golden Racing League. It's good to be back, folks, with y'all. This is actually the first Golden Racing League that I have done. We're joined by my lovely producer, Mr. Landon Brown, pushing all the buttons. And lights are off on the pace truck, so we're getting ready to go green. Danny Michelle going to be on the inside next to Mitchell Wilson. Jeffrey Douglas will line up next to... Burn. And then rounded out the field is going to be, I believe, is that Dave Roberts? As the Leadfoot TV green flag waves, and we're underway here at USA. Danny Michelle going to get a great jump. He'll jump out to the lead early on. You know, it's cool seeing Danny Michelle. We've seen him on the asphalt dominate and everything, and now we're seeing him in the dirt as Mitchell Wilson trying to catch up to him in the Midwest East Motorsports 46 City Chevrolet machine, trying to catch up there. Jeffrey Douglas runs in the 3rd position. Right now, it would be Danny Michelle and Mitchell Wilson transferring to the A main. That's 9 laps to go in this heat race number 1. Danny Michelle doing a great job keeping her down on the bottom. Look at that, as Mitchell Wilson trying to find a way to catch up to him. I gotta tell you, folks, I'm impressed with Danny Michelle. Of course, like I said, we've seen him dominating everything on asphalt, and now we're seeing him on the dirt, and he is doing a great job running this high line right here, ripping the cushion, but then he drops it down to the bottom and gets a nice turn. 7 laps to go when they hit the line. 7 laps to go now in this heat, as Danny Michelle has jumped out to a 2nd lead over our 2nd place driver of Mitchell Wilson. Mitchell Wilson might just be thinking that if he keeps her right there, he's good to get into the A main. From Elkhart, Indiana, has a top 5 last season and 2 top 10s in the Golden Racing League. 6 laps to go now for Danny Michelle, and he's just running the race by himself right now. They have separated themselves from the 3rd place driver of Jeffrey Douglas, who is 4 seconds back currently. But right now, it's Los Angeles, California kid Danny Michelle putting on a show for these USA International fans. And he's doing a great job on the dirt. 5 to go this time. Danny Michelle, oh, he's going to hit the wall right there, but it's not going to hurt him. As he comes around turn number 3 into 4, sliding it. It'll be 4 laps to go when he hits the line. Danny Michelle, big lead. Now it's jumping out to 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. It's growing each and every lap. Down the back stretch, coming to 3 to go this time for Michelle. Into turn number 3. Slides it in there perfect. Doesn't hit the wall. Doesn't hit the infield tractor tire as he hits the line. 3 laps to go this time. Mitchell Wilson starting to catch him little by little. Is he going to have enough time? Can he force Michelle to make a mistake? Down the backstretch, here they come. 2 laps to go this time by as they go into 3. Now into 4. We're coming. Popsicle sticks go up in the air. 2 laps to go in this opening heat, and it's been all about Danny Michelle as he dives it into turn number 1, sliding it into turn 2. Now down the backstretch. Here comes Danny Michelle into 3. Now coming into 4. Down the front stretch to see the... There goes the white flag, presented by Golden Chef Speed Shop. Danny Michelle down the backstretch for the final time in this heat race number 1. Slides it into 3. Now goes into 4. Danny Michelle gonna win heat number 1 and transfers in with Mitchell Wilson to the A main. Congratulations to Danny Michelle, the Los Angeles, California native, doing a great job. Like I said, that's impressive, folks, because we've seen him dominate everything on asphalt that there is to drive, and now we see it on dirt. Unbelievable job by Danny Michelle. Congrats to him and his team. That car is going to be fast, so he'll be one that we're definitely looking at when the feature comes along. All right, so now we're going to stack up grid. This is going to be heat number 2, and this race will feature, let's see, who is that? Jared Murphy, who's dominated as well, along with Elk City, Oklahoma's own Chris Golden. Jared Berlin, look at old Jay back in here, as he's known in FWM as Jay Undead. Devin Baker and Yogi Schleer will round out the field. Jared Murphy from Ridgeway, South Carolina. Chris Golden on the outside, originally from Joaquin, Texas, but now lives in Elk City, Oklahoma. Now this is going to be interesting, folks, because now we see Chris Golden matching up with Jared Murphy, 2 dirt guys, as we'll see them duke it out as lights are out on the pace truck. We'll be going green this time. Maybe not. I thought we were going to... I guess they're going to wave it off, so we're going to do one more lap. Give a little rundown. So Jared Murphy's going to be your pole setter, followed by Chris Golden on the outside. Then you've got Jared Berlin, as he's known in FWM, Jay Undead, lining up next to Devin Baker in the 4 machine, and Yogi Schleer from Wilmington, North Carolina, rounding out the field. Lights are off on the pace truck as we go down the backstretch. Field is ready. The fans are ready. They're hooping and hollering. They're standing up. They're taking their shirts off. They're getting all excited. Here they come out of 3. Pace truck hits pit road, and it's going to take a while, but now there it is. The green flag is waving, sponsored by Leadfoot TV. Jared Murphy going to get a great launch. He'll take the lead away early on, and he is gone early on. Jared Murphy jumps out to an early lead in this heat. As we work lap number 1, coming to lap number 2, it's Jared Murphy, followed by Chris Golden, followed by Jared Berlin, followed by Devin Baker and Yogi Schleer round out the field. As Jared Murphy, looks to be some troubles for Devin Baker. As here comes Yogi Schleer on the inside. He's going to pull the slider right there in front of Devin Baker, but Baker tried to get the crossover on the inside line. He'll make the crossover, take the position back from Schleer as they work lap number 2, coming to lap number 3. And it's been Jared Murphy. Here comes Chris Golden in the 86 Club Racing machine. Excuse me, Golden Chef Racing, not Club. That's his official team, not his iRacing team. As Jared Murphy showing the dirt late model and modified driver how to do it right here in the sim world. You know, I've seen Chris Gold race in real life on dirt, and he's one heck of a race car driver. Saw him run a lot of modified races. Doing a great job. Just trying to find a way. Maybe he's just trying to save his stuff to transfer. As 6 laps to go in the heat, Jared Murphy's got a huge lead. Oh, Jared Berlin, a little trouble right there as we get a great shot right there. Thanks to our lovely producer, Mr. Landon Brown, for that shot. As Jared Berlin, glad to see him back here racing with these guys. I know he's taken a pretty long hiatus, but glad to see him back on iRacing in both FWM and the Golden Racing League. And now it's between him and Devin Baker. Yogi Schleer 11 seconds back. Don't know what happened to Yogi. But right now it's Jared Murphy who's just dominating this heat number 2. So 4 laps to go in this heat. Jared Murphy has set sail. Look at him turn that car. Just gets it perfect. Not too much. Just a little bit, just a nice little slide job right there. Just a little slide. Like he's on ice. Jared Murphy coming down, 3 laps to go in heat number 2. Again, the first 2 cars transferred to the A main. So Chris Golden probably just trying to ride it out there as he's got, as the 3rd place car, Jared Berlin, is 8 seconds from these guys. So Chris Golden's got about a 6-second gap to Jared Berlin as we see Yogi Schleer currently in 5th. Oh, somebody hit the wall hard. That's going to be Devin Baker. Popsicle sticks go up in the air meanwhile for Jared Murphy. Murphy coming out of 3. Sliding into 4. He'll come to the Golden Chef Speed Shop white flag. And down into 2. Backstretch for the final time in this heat number 2. Going into 3. Sliding into 4. And it's going to be smooth sailing for Jared Murphy as he's going to win heat number 2 in the Golden Racing League All-Star Race here at USA International Dirt. The Ridgeway, South Carolina driver has transferred along with Chris Golden, has made it in as well. All right, so there's heat number 2 as everybody else finishes. So now here goes heat number 3. This is going to be Daniel Mindfood Jones, UNCW Racing teammate to Yogi Schleer, along with Hunter Carlson, aka the Angry Chef, Van Hoosen, along with James Van Hoosen, along with Jason Woodham, and rounding out the field is going to be the Razor Man himself, Chris Norris from Razor Motorsports in Loris, South Carolina. The Sarge, as they call him. So Daniel Jones will be the pole sitter. Hunter Carlson on his outside. Everybody in the chat getting a little of the race chatter. They're rooting for Mr. Daniel Mindfood Jones. I know Yogi Schleer's rooting for his teammate. Yeah, this is we weren't expecting this. You know, Daniel Mindfood Jones, if you followed anything he's ran, he never qualifies, but tonight he wins the pole for this heat number 3. So this is interesting right here. Let's see if he can get her done for sure. Running the Carl Edwards throwback. As the field comes down the backstretch. Looking for the Leadfoot TV green flag. Out of 3. Pace truck's gonna pull off. And here we go, folks. 10 laps to settle it. Who's gonna transfer? Again, the first 2 cars transfer into the A main, and the Leadfoot TV green flag waving. Daniel Mindfood Jones gets on the gas early. He's going to jump out to the lead. But here comes Hunter Carlson on the outside. Daniel Jones going to clear him down the backstretch. And it's going to be Daniel Mindfood Jones going to lead lap 1 of this heat number 3. Daniel Jones coming out down the front stretch, to lead lap number 1. As Hunter Carlson just trying to find a way from Copperhead Racing. As Jason Woodham, he knows how to race here on dirt, as he's battling with Chris Norris for the 4th position. Norris is actually going to clear Woodham for the 4th position, so move Norris up 1 spot. Good looking chrome car. Got to thank Chris Norris for all his service in the military as well. Doing an awesome job with Wild Ops. And another league that is right here on Leadfoot TV, the Leadfoot, the LFRL sponsors the pole award, so huge shout out to Chris Norris right there. But Daniel Mindfood Jones has jumped out to a 1.5 second lead over our 2nd place driver of Hunter Carlson, Daniel Mindfood Jones. Yes, I'm calling him Mindfood because if you follow the FWM leagues, that's how he's known as he goes into 3 and 4. Oh man, got a little slide. He slid it perfect. Hunter Carlson started catching as the gap is between 1.2 average. Hunter Carlson gaining just a little by little, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. 6 laps to go. This is going to be the closest race we've had so far in these heat races. As we go into 4, great camera shot right there. Thanks to our lovely producer, Mr. Landon Brown. 5 to go now in this heat. Daniel Mindfood Jones putting on a show down the backstretch. He'll see 4 to go this time by as he comes into 3. Going with the Camry this week. 4 laps to go for Daniel Mindfood Jones. Goes into 1, Hunter Carlson trying to catch up to him. Now Carlson's starting to fade just a little bit, but he is catching him little by little. But it's going to take a little bit more than just cutting it down by 1/10 of a second. He's going to have to get a big run if he wants to catch up to Daniel Jones right here. 3 laps to go this time at heat number 3, and it's been the Daniel Mindfood Jones show. As we take a look right here, Daniel Jones trying to keep the gap between him and Hunter Carlson as popsicle sticks are going to come up in the air. 2 laps to go in this 3rd heat race. As a little bit of trouble going for Van Hoosen, that's going to allow Chris Norris to move into the number 3 spot. Oh, Van Hoosen having a little bit of trouble. Still can't get it straight. He's getting sideways on the wrong spots of the track, just having a little bit of trouble. Meanwhile, up front, Daniel Mindfood Jones takes the white flag. Turn 2. Now down the backstretch for the final time in heat number 3. Wilmington, North Carolina's own Mr. Daniel Mindfood Jones out of 4. He'll see the checker flag in heat number 3. Hunter Carlson will transfer as he finishes in 2nd. Chris Norris with a great run moves up 2 spots to finish 3rd. Dave Van Heusen finishes 4th, and Jason Woodham in 5th. Congrats to UNCW Racing and Daniel Mindfu Jones. All right, folks, here we go. Getting ready for heat number 4. As we see Dave Van Heusen cross the start-finish line, and oh my gosh, look at the damage. So Van Heusen has hit the wall. So this heat will feature Ryan Matthew Martin alongside of David Wormuth from Ronkonkoma, Long Island, as Joshua Tressler from Sherwood, Ohio. Line up next to Mr. Tracy Brown from Nashville, North Carolina. If you follow this series and any series on Leadfoot TV, you know Tracy Brown, as Tyson Lewis will bring up the back of the field, but Tracy Brown out here not pushing the buttons like he usually is. Him and Landon Brown have swapped positions, and Tracy Brown wanted to go racing, so here he is in the 91 machine. He'll start 4th. So Ryan, let's see, what, Ryan Matthew Martin, driving what looks to be a club racing paint scheme. If you follow ARCA, if you follow these guys, you know that's definitely a club racing paint scheme when you see them colors. Rocking the McConey Speed Shop on the front. David Wormuth. I know it's not, but it looks like the old Taco Bell car with the colors. As he's got a donkey on the front. Can't quite say what that is. Got to keep it PG here on for the Golden Racing League on Leadfoot TV. I'm not going to be the one to get him banned. As here we go, green flag waving, the Leadfoot TV green flag comes out again. David Wormuth into the wall. David Wormuth gets into the wall. That's going to allow Tracy Brown to get alongside of it for the final transfer spot into the feature. Tracy Brown on the inside, David Wormuth on the outside. Now they're going to drag race it down into the corner. Here comes Tracy Brown. Brown trying to get alongside of Wormuth. He's going to go to the bottom. And he's going to be, they're still side by side, but now Wormuth's going to get the advantage. Tracy Brown goes to the high side, trying to find a way to get up to Wormuth. Just trying to find a way to get side by side with him as they come down the backstretch. Wormuth, Tracy Brown gets into Wormuth. Tracy Brown puts Wormuth around. Actually, that's going to be a Wormuth. As Tracy Brown, what can Brown do for you? As Tracy Brown moves into the number 3 spot. Oh, no, excuse me. The number 3 spot, yes. So Joshua Tressler has moved into the number 2 spot. Excuse me, I'm going to correct myself because I thought Tracy Brown was in the transfer spot. Joshua Tressler from Sherwood, Ohio. He's having some trouble. This is going to allow Tracy Brown to might catch up to him in a little bit as he's rocking the McConey setup shop scheme in that 69 machine. But they're all chasing Ryan Matthew Martin in the 09 McConey Speed Shop paint scheme. As we hit the line, 6 laps to go in heat number 4, and it's been Ryan Matthew Martin the whole way. Tracy Brown in 3rd. Can Tracy Brown catch up to Joshua Tressler? He's got 6 seconds to do it. Tracy Brown in the 3rd position. David Wormuth just had a little bit of trouble right there. as we saw that earlier on the start. From Ronkonkoma, Long Island. As Tracy Brown moving around. There he is right there, David Warmuth. Ronkonkoma, excuse me, not Ronkonkoma. Where did I get that at? You know, being from Oklahoma, I should be able to pronounce that. Ronkonkoma. There we go. I still beat Wesley in the translation. Here goes Ryan Matthew Martin. 3 laps to go in heat number 4, and he has put on a show with the McConey McConey setup shop scheme. And I know Jeff McConey's going to be smiling because McConey setup shop is running 1-2 right now. And as it goes, they'll both be in the feature. Popsicle sticks go up in the air. I hope I did not just curse Joshua Tressler. 2 laps to go now for Ryan Matthew Martin. Down the backstretch for the final time. Here comes Joshua Tressler. He's just going to, oh man, look at him working those hands. Getting those hands right there. That's a great shot right there, showing how much he's working this car. And there is the Golden Chef Speed Shop white flag waving once again. This time in heat number 4. Ryan Matthew Martin, you've done it. You've transferred to the feature as he's going to win the heat number 4. Joshua Tressler second. Our own Tracy Brown's going to bring her home in third. Fourth's going to be Lewis, followed by David Warmuth in 5th. All right, folks, so now it gets interesting. As we've seen these guys in these heats, now we're going to have a 20-lap B-main feature to determine who gets in. I believe the first 2 transfer. I believe is, I'm asking my producer real quick, is it the first 2 transfer? So now now it's the top 4 transfer to the feature. So we're going to keep our eye. I wish I had me a telestrator to draw right here. We're going to keep our eye on that 4th position. Jason Woodham right now would be in, along with. So now we're saying now the leader will start on the outside pole in the A main. I believe that's what Chris Golden just said. I couldn't really hear it, but that's what I believe. So we're going to go with it. Okay, so this is going to be the C main. We're going to have a little C main. So now we need to find out. I believe this means that the top 3 transfer, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe. We'll have to do a little digging and get back with y'all on that. Yeah. So here we go. Jeffrey Douglas will be your pole sitter, followed by James Van Heusen. Why do I keep saying Dave? It's James Van Heusen on the outside. Brody Byrne. Is that Bernie? Bernie? Lines up next to Jason Woodham on the outside. Marty Roberts in the 53 machine. Lined up next to Chris Norris, and that'll round out the field in the C main. So here we go. Lights are off on the pace truck. So here we go. Pace truck hits pit road. Green flag out. Sponsored by Leadfoot TV. James Van Heusen going to get a great launch. He'll jump into the number one. He'll jump into the lead for the moment. Jeffrey Douglas, they touch down the backstretch, but it's going to be Van Heusen with the advantage. Van Heusen using the outside line. Jeffrey Douglas trying to catfish it on the bottom, just bottom feeding it, just trying to find some grip as Dave Van Heusen's going to jump out to the race lead. As I'm trying to get some info from Mr. Chris Golden. Seeing just how many transferred. James Van Heusen into the wall. That's going to allow Jeffrey Douglas using that bottom line. He'll jump out to the race lead in the 79 machine. Jeffrey Douglas now driving away with it as Van Heusen had a little bit of trouble. Seven. Okay, so we're being told by our lovely producer, Mr. Landon Brown, that there'll be a C main and a B main each 20 laps, and they're taking the top two from each to transfer into the feature. So that's very interesting. And right now, it would be Jeffrey Douglas and James Van Heusen who transfer in. Jeffrey Douglas driving away from the field now. Has a 1.6 second lead over our second place driver of Dave Van Heusen. Take a look at Van Heusen right here. Trying to find some way to catch up, but I mean, with the 1.7 second gap, he's going to have to get up on his horse and ride if he wants to get up on the back bumper of Jeffrey Douglas. But I think, I mean, he's got 15 laps to do it, but it's going to be close. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Just speaking right now, as I don't know, that's going to be tough right there. 14 laps to go in the C main. Jeffrey Douglas, the Indiana native, is driving away from the field. Oh, he's slowing. Never mind. I thought he was slowing as the camera angle. It looked like he was slowing. Sorry, folks. I didn't mean to give you a heart attack. Jeffrey Douglas rocking the Pepsi 79 machine. The Ford Mustang. You know, I think this is the very first time I've ever seen Pepsi on a Ford. Or, you know, we've seen Coca-Cola back in the Coca-Cola family days. There was some Fords that ran a Coca-Cola scheme, but, I mean, you don't see Pepsi. Pepsi's strictly almost Chevrolet all the time, but, you know, here in iRacing, it does not matter about the manufacturer. And this is how you get to see these things that you probably never see in real life. As James Van Heusen trying to catch up to Jeffrey Douglas. Jeffrey Douglas having a little bit of trouble here recently. And that's allowing Van Heusen to cut the lead as he's got it down to about, well, now it's growing back up to 1.9 second lead. He's got to force Douglas to make a mistake. And it looked like that was going to be the moment, as it looked like Douglas was very, very slow. But Douglas doing a great job hanging tough on the bottom line. As Dave Van Heusen can watch this C main feature win just slip away from him. But the good thing is he's in a great spot to transfer, as he's got a 3-second lead over the third place driver of Bernie. We're going to say Bernie. If it's Byrne, I'm sorry. Let's take a look at the Ram 61 machine of Brody Byrne. Byrne, I can't tell you. Again, that's another odd combination. You got a Chevrolet sponsor and a Ram, got Ram as a sponsor. Good looking scheme. As we have got confirmation from the angry chef himself that it is the top 2 transfer in the C main. As Marty Roberts riding around in P4, Jason Woodham in P5, rocking the Leadfoot TV on the front of that car and the Eastern Technical Design on the side. Just riding around in P5, can't find any grip to catch up to Marty Roberts, as Chris Norris has went a lap down. Meanwhile, 5 laps to go in the C main feature. Jeffrey Douglas hitting the line, 4 to go this time from USA International. It's been the Jeffrey Douglas show from the launch. Had a little bit of a close race with Van Heusen for just a second, but other than that, he has set sail. Coming to 3 to go this time in the C main for Jeffrey Douglas. Now, the lead has grown to a 5, almost 6-second gap to our second place driver of Dave Van Heusen. And at this point, I think Van Heusen's just riding just cruise control because he knows that he's going to transfer in. But the interesting thing is, Robert Byrne, Bernie Byrne, has cut, he's only down a second to Van Heusen. And now it's even. Oh my gosh. We might have a little bit of a battle for that final transfer spot. As you see it right there, as the 61 does come into the picture, but it might be a little bit too late as popsicle sticks go up in the air. Actually, this is going to be the Golden Chef Speed Shop final lap. 1 to go this time by. Here comes, oh! Van Heusen has trouble. Sarge goes around. Oh my gosh, Byrne goes around. Van Heusen has parked it. Who's going to get in? Who's going to get into the feature? It's going to be Robert Byrne coming out of turn number 3. Into 4. How about that, Brody Byrne? You have locked yourself into the A main. Wow. The Lafayette native Indiana driver, Jeffrey Douglas, is going to win, and Robbie Byrne has locked himself into the A main feature. And Chris Norris came over the radio just to apologize to David Van Heusen, but he's not having it, sounds like. Wow, what a finish for the C main, and we're not going anywhere because we've got the B main coming up right now, and this will feature Jared Berlin on the pole. Tracy Brown on the outside. Devin Baker will line up in third. Fourth will be Tice Lewis. Fifth will be Yogi Schleer, and David Warmuth will round out the field for this B main. Again, this race is set for 20 laps. The top two transfer. And if it's anything like we had the late drama in the C main, don't go anywhere, folks, because we're in for a treat. And I gotta tell you, I think Tracy Brown's got a good chance to get into that feature right here as the lights go out on the pace truck. Coming out of 3. Pace truck hits pit road. Right about. Pace truck has a pit road. Never mind, they're going to wave it off. So we're going to go one more lap around. And I got to tell you, this right here, grab the popcorn, grab the beverage of choice. Better put a seatbelt over the TV because we're going for a ride and it's got to be locked down because this is about to be wild right here. As we saw in the C main, early on we saw the contact with Van Hoosen and Jeffrey Douglas, but then the late race drama, Chris Norris just got a little bit loose, accidentally got into both Dave Van Hoosen and Robert Byrne, but Byrne was able to drive it off and transfer. Here we go, folks. Pace truck hits pit road. It's time for the beef main. The Leadfoot TV green flag waving. We're underway here in the B main. Tracy Brown has trouble on the start. Jared Berlin jumps out to an early lead. The Tampa native. Now he's got Devin Baker behind him. Baker going to slam the door on Tracy Brown, not Tracy Byrne. He's not doing the watermelon crawl. As now we see, here comes Gerald Berlin. Jumps out to the early lead as we hit 19 to go already in this B main. It's going to be fast and furious, but the action is going to be right up there. As the Shockies, Shock-Eyed, something, I can't tell what that is, as a sponsor in the Ford machine, as he's going to go for the lead. Battle for the lead going on between Baker and Berlin. They make contact. Berlin into the wall, hard into the wall. That's going to bring out our first caution, sponsored by Elite Track Designs. And we'll get them all set up. As we see right here, just a little contact made from Devin Baker. But I think there was just a lean, Jared Berlin just leaning on him just a little bit. You know, I go back to the old, sitting in church, the old church hymn, leaning on the everlasting arms right there. But, Jared Berlin just tried to lean right there and just not enough, as he wasn't able to keep it under control and got the worst end of the deal. Meanwhile, Devin Baker's going to be your race leader. Tracy Brown's going to be in second. So right now, Tracy Brown is in the transfer spot. As we're taking a look again right here. Got to thank Landon Brown, doing a great job producing, as I've seen him do week in and week out with this Golden Racing League. As Jared Berlin goes into the pits to get his damage fixed. Again, this is our first Elite Track Designs caution flag waving. So we're being told they're going to go double file. We're going to do some asphalt style restarts. So they're going to go double file, and you got to wait till you get into the restart zone. As Tracy Brown will line up on the outside along Devin Baker, David Warmuth, and Tice Lewis. So here we go into 3. Field works out. Jared Berlin catching up to the back of the field. Pace truck hits pit road. Marty, the flagman's got the Leadfoot TV green flag waving, and here we are back underway here in the B main. Devin Baker's going to get a great launch. Here comes David Warmuth on the inside. He'll get alongside Tracy Brown. Now he'll take the position away, pulls the slide job on Tracy Brown. Move David Warmuth into the transfer spot. David Warmuth gets into the wall. Tracy Brown riding around in 3rd. He can take advantage right here. Just can't get up to the back bumper of Warmuth, though. All this going on as Devin Baker has set sail on David Warmuth. The battle for 2nd is on for the final transfer spot, for the 2nd transfer spot, not the final transfer spot. No, this is the final transfer spot. What am I saying? As Devin Baker continues the lead, he'll see 16 laps to go this time. Has a little bit of trouble on the corner, although it's Tracy Brown. Let's go allow Warmuth to actually catch up to Baker, pull away from Brown. Devin Baker keeping David Warmuth behind him. Now here's the thing though. If Warmuth and Baker were something happened to those 2 cars, Tracy Brown would sneak around and he would win this B main feature. What a story that would be. As the oh, there it goes! Devin Baker just got it in there a little bit too hot, and that's going to be the Elite Tracks Design caution flag waving for the 2nd time in this B main. So take a look at the replay right here, just seeing the pressure. And the Bakersfield, California native, he just got a little, oh man, whew. That could have took David Warmuth out of this feature right here. Let's see Baker go around, and look how close this is to the back. I have to take a look and see if we can see if our lovely producer Landon Brown can get us a shot of that back, because I mean that was so close right there of collecting Warmuth. So we got 15 laps to go, 14 now. Actually 15. Excuse me. Again, this is our 2nd caution flag sponsored by Elite Track Designs. If you're looking to get any wraps done, hit up Colt at Elite Tracks Designs. He'll get you a good looking wrap. You can follow them on Discord and see what they've been working on for sure. So as we work right here, this is coming, I believe we're coming to the 1 to go this time. I have to take a look and see. I want to let y'all know that Sunday night starts the LFRL Triple Crown Series. You can catch all the action Sunday night right here on Leadfoot TV starting at 7 Eastern time. Is that confirmed? Trying to hear from my producer if that is. 8 p.m. Eastern time, 7 Central. So 8, 7 Central for everybody on the East Coast and the Central, including myself. Tracks are going to feature Martinsville, Kern, Stafford, excuse me, not Slinger, Stafford. And there's one more as we're coming to the green flag. Leadfoot TV, green flag out once again. Now David Warmuth going to jump out to the race lead, but look who's in the transfer spot. It's Mr. Eastern Technical Design owner, Mr. Tracy Brown. as Tracy got a little loose right there. That's going to allow Devin Baker to get right up to his bumper, but look at Tice Lewis on the inside line. Tracy Brown holding on to the final transfer spot. If Tracy Brown makes it, I think my producer Landon Brown's going to do a backflip. As here we go, coming out of turn number 1, Tracy Brown holding on to the final transfer spot. Here comes Jared Berlin. He's back up into the picture after getting involved in that first caution early on. Tracy Brown holding Devin Baker behind him. Jared Berlin waiting in the weeds, just trying to find a way to get into the transfer. This is what it's all about as we hit 12 to go this time by. Tracy Brown doing a great job keeping the 4-car at bay, but here comes Gerald Berlin on the outside. Devin Baker going to shoot up high to block the run from the 5. Devin Baker into the wall. That's going to allow Tracy Brown to pull away. 11 laps to go from Tracy Brown transferring into the feature. Tracy Brown in the 91 unsponsored. I'm surprised he didn't put Eastern Technical Design on it because he owns the company. He can sponsor his own car. But here we go. 10 laps to go this time from USA in the B main. Jared Berlin, meanwhile, going to move it to the number 3 spot just for the moment. But here comes Devin Baker using that outside line, ripping the cushion, trying to get the advantage. Now Baker gets to the top, gets to the 3rd spot around Jared Berlin, but 3rd is the first loser in this format. As Tracy Brown holds Devin Baker. Baker's going to try to shoot to the inside. Now he's just going to follow Tracy Brown. Here comes Baker on the inside. Tracy Brown gets a great run off the corner. Devin Baker, though, got the run. They're side by side, coming to 9 to go this time by. All this going on as David Warmuth has set sail from the field. Tracy Brown holding on to the final transfer spot. This is what it's all about right here, folks. This is why we love dirt racing, trying to get into the big show. Here comes Tracy Brown on the outside, Baker on the inside. Baker's going to pull the slider. Can't quite clear Tracy Brown, now he does. So move Baker into the final transfer spot, 7 laps to go now. Now Tracy Brown's going to have to find a way to get back up. Oh my gosh, what a run by Jared Berlin as he almost got into the back bumper of Tracy Brown. Now Jared Berlin trying to get around Brown. Now that's going to allow Baker to pull away. 7 laps to go now in this B main feature. Who's going to get the final transfer spot? Right now it's Baker as Berlin shoots into the number 3 spot over Tracy Brown. So now Jared Berlin in P3. He's got to get to P2 to transfer. Down the backstretch, coming to 6 to go. Devin Baker with the huge gap, but we've seen him spin it early on. Does he make a mistake right here with all the pressure from Berlin, Brown, and Lewis? 5 laps to go now. 6 laps to go, excuse me. I'm getting a little too excited as David Warmuth is set sailed, coming out of 3 and 4. Now it'll be 5 laps to go as he comes out of 4 down the front stretch. David Warmuth has got a 2-second gap over Devin Baker. David Warmuth showing what he can do. You know, he had a little trouble in his heat, but now he's responded big time in the B main. As Baker now under pressure from Berlin. Berlin loves the dirt. He loves it. As Tracy Brown's going to shoot down to the inside, gets in front of Tice Lewis, doesn't cut him off, but gets in front of him as this is it, folks. The final transfer spot, and there it is. Devin Baker makes a mistake. That's going to put Jared Berlin in the final transfer spot. 4 laps to go now, coming to 3 to go here at USA. Coming to 3 laps to go, Tracy Brown almost gets into the wall. That's going to allow Devin Baker to pull away from him in P3. 3 laps to go. Tice Lewis is going to slide up into Tracy Brown. Oh, man. It's just heartbreak for Tracy Brown now. Had the position early on, and now just slides all the way down to P5. but not for long. He's going to try the crossover right here. He's going to get the crossover complete on Tyus Lewis, but Jared Berlin has set sail. He's got a second gap over Devin Baker. Popsicle sticks go up in the air. Meanwhile, David Wormuth has got a 4.5 second lead as he sees the angry Golden Chef Speed Shop white flag waving. David Wormuth from Ronkonkoma, Long Island, is going to come down as everybody else heads the backstretch. David Wormuth, as here comes the final transfer spot race. Here comes Devin Baker's going to throw it around. Tracy Brown will finish P3 after all that. But Wormuth and Berlin, you have locked yourself into the feature, my friends. Man. All right, folks, so we're going to take a little bit of a call it a 5-minute break, as they're going to do a 5-minute warm-up just to do some hot laps. But we'll be right back right for the feature right here on Leadfoot TV. Welcome back, folks. It's time for the A main feature of the Golden Racing All-Star Showdown. Your grid reads like this. Jared Berlin will be your pole setter as they have inverted the field next to Robbie Byrne in second. Third's going to be David Warmuth next to Jeffrey Douglas in fourth. Fifth will be Joshua Tressler lined up next to the English chef himself, Mr. Hunter Carlson. Seventh will be Chris Golden lining up next to Mitchell Wilson. Ninth is going to be Ryan Matthew Martin lining up next to Daniel Mindfood Jones. And in 11th, it's going to be Jared Murphy lined up next to Danny Michelle in the 26 machine. This race is scheduled for 50 laps. And this is for all the marbles. We've had some exciting, as you see, your B main and C main winner and runner-up on the front row. Once again, they inverted the field. Just want to throw that out there. As the pace truck hits pit road this time. Well, not this time. Now the pace truck takes a hard, well, let's see if they do. Yep. Pace truck takes a hard left turn into the pits. Get up off your feet. Start hooping and hollering as the green flag, sponsored by Leadfoot TV, waves, and we're underway here in the feature. Jared Berlin jumps out to the early race lead as Robbie Byrne trying to get alongside Warmuth. They're three wide back in the back with Joshua Tressler, Mitchell Wilson, and Hunter Carlson. As Wilson and Carlson make contact, now they're going to go three wide with Jeffrey Douglas. As here comes Wilson trying to split them. Now Jeffrey Douglas will move into the number 2 spots as he gets the advantage over Byrne. Now move Jeffrey Douglas into second as Wilson and Byrne almost touch. I think they might have made just a little bit of contact as Ryan Matthew Martin was all kinds of sideways. Oh, Mitchell Wilson gets into Jeffrey Douglas, but Jeffrey Douglas keeps it together as Jared Berlin has set sail. Here comes Danny Michelle up the middle. He's going to try to split them in the three wide as Douglas working on Warmuth. Douglas trying to find a way around Warmuth, and there goes Byrne into Matthew Martin. Oh, and there goes Warmuth around. That'll bring out our first caution, collects Hunter Carlson. Danny Michelle gets damaged, along with Jared Murphy. A lot of good cars have been involved, but they do have the faster pair. Keep that in mind, but that'll bring out our Elite Tracks Designs caution flag for the first time tonight. And it comes on lap number, let's see, hold on a second. Lap number 3, excuse me. I had to think about it there for a minute. But this was some great racing, as we're going to take a look right here. Matthew Martin, Michelle, and Byrne, all three wide for a second. And it looked like Byrne gets into Martin, sends Martin around. Martin gets in the wall, hard contact. So this was another incident that happened. And then up front, Jeffrey Douglas just drove it in there too deep, got into Warmuth and collected Hunter Carlson, Mitchell Wilson. Danny Michelle got a little bit of damage as well. But yeah, look further back there. I thought I saw that out of the corner of my eye outside as it was on the tail end of the picture. Bam! What a hit. But look at Mitchell Wilson. I don't think Mitchell Wilson took any damage, maybe. I have to take a look and see. Riding on board with Mitchell Wilson. And no damage. Mitchell Wilson was able to avoid it. So, seeing it right here. As Jeffrey Douglas just gets into David Warmuth. But look at Mitchell Wilson just keeping it power slides through there. You know, oh my gosh. Heavy contact to the Copperhead Racing Machine of Hunter Carlson. They don't call him the Angry Chef for nothing. I gotta be thinking he's a little bit angry after that. So it's only lap number 3, and we've already had a wreck that collected several good cars. As now Berlin, Wilson, Jones, as Berlin's going to shoot in front of Wilson. That was not a good move, as Wilson's going to, I think he was playing cat and mouse right there, and he was able to bait Gerald Berlin to move up to the outside. That's going to allow Wilson to shoot down to the bottom. He'll take over the race lead as there's 46 laps to go this time by. Golden's going to move into the number 3 spot, but the battle for 4th is on, back with Jared Murphy, Ryan Matthew Martin, and Daniel Myfu Jones, as Murphy's going to drive it to the bottom, hope she sticks. Here comes Ryan Matthew Martin on the inside, trying to get up there. He's the man with 3 first names. As now Jared Berlin having trouble. That's going to move Chris Golden into the number 2 spot. Jared Murphy's right there. It's a 4-car battle. Look at this. 4-car battle for second. As Chris Golden's going to move into the number 2 spot. Jared Murphy behind him. Murphy goes to the inside line. Trying to get the advantage. He's going to drive her down there on the inside deep. But Chris Golden's going to get the advantage. They're side by side as they hit the line. 44 laps to go this time. 44 to go, and Mitchell Wilson has just set sail, as now we see Jared Murphy get the advantage on Chris Golden. But this battle is not over yet, as Chris Golden gets to the outside, trying to get the momentum. Ryan Matthew Martin alongside him. But now it's going to be Murphy moving to the number 2 spot as he finally clears Chris Golden. Ryan Matthew Martin sat right there trying to battle. He's in this battle for second as well, as Chris Golden trying to drive her in there, just trying to find somewhere. Might try to get up to the cushion, but that's where Jared Murphy, he likes to run that bottom line. He's catfishing out there for sure. As we see Chris Golden move up to the top side, trying to rip the fence right here, just trying to find some form of grip. Sorry, that was Ryan Matthew Martin. Sorry, the colors threw me off. As Chris Golden, that's the car that he's driving, the 86. Red, white, blue, and navy with a little red in it. Kids need dads. Number 4 Mustang doing a great job. As here comes Daniel Monfu Jones. He'll move into the number 6 spot. Top P5, so that moves Daniel Jones into the 5th spot. Daniel Jones. Oh man, he's going to shoot to the outside of Chris Golden. Can't quite clear him. Golden with the advantage. Now we've started to go a little single file right here, as everybody is chasing Mitchell Wilson. And the caution flag waves. The lead tracks design caution flag waves for the 2nd time tonight. And it looks to be Jared Berlin, as Jared Berlin has called it. He's taken his car behind the wall. And we'll see what happens. Oh, just got in there just a little too deep and went around. Oh my gosh. Doesn't hit nothing. Oh, but right here. Bam! I think that that might have been the hardest slow motion hit I've ever seen. Let's see it again right here. Right on board. Yeah, just went around, got in there a little too deep, probably got on the throttle too soon. Well, it wasn't that bad of a hit, but I think Jared Berlin, as he has not called it, he's still in the pits. So this will be our 2nd caution flag, as we see some cars ducking on the pit road. This is an interesting thing. So the track's dirt, but the pit road is asphalt. So, kind of an asphalt style pit stops for these guys. And then Ryan Matthew Martin's crew, they're just sitting there. I think they're just eating ice cream or something. They're just sitting around talking, just chatting it up. Probably talking about who's playing this week in the big game, you know, and everything. As Hunter Carlson going with the open wheel style now in the 32 modified entry. Mitchell Wilson continued to lead. Jared Murphy in second. Ryan Matthew Martin in third. Chris Golden in fourth. Actually, Martin's probably going to drop because he did come into the pits. So with Chris Golden in the number 3 spot, alongside Daniel Mindfu Jones in fourth. Lights are off on the pace truck, excuse me. But the field, they're going to have to wave this off because the field's all out of line further in the back. There they go. Now they're getting linked up. Mitchell Wilson using the bottom line now. And we're going to go green. The pace truck has hit pit road. And the Leadfoot TV green flag waving once again. Back underway here at USA. Look at Jared Murphy using the bottom to slide up in front of Mitchell Wilson. And that's going to allow Wilson to spin around. Oh, heavy contact from Joshua Tressler. And the lead track's design caution flag waves for the 3rd time tonight. Mitchell Wilson, I think he felt the pressure after Murphy just got a great launch and just pulled the slider right there. And Mitchell Wilson, in awe of the slide job that Jared Murphy did, just spun her around. And as we see right here, Tressler, bam, knocks the front end off. Ryan Matthew Martin also going to get some damage. Take another look right here. I mean, what a move. But watch right here as we brought up over Tressler. Just look at the move that Murphy makes. Pulling the slider right there, and there's nothing Mitchell Wilson can do. And then bam! And then just hard contact from Joshua Tressler. Nowhere for Tressler to go. As it knocks the front end off. So this will be our 3rd caution flag of the night. Comes with 39 laps to go in this A main feature. Jared Murphy's going to be your leader. Daniel Mindfu Jones on the outside. Chris Golden in 3rd. 4th is going to be David Byrne. 5th is going to be Brian Matthew Martin. 6th will be David Bournemouth. 7th is going to be, looks to be Joshua Tressler. He's going to stay out there. Mitchell Wilson will be in 8th. 9th will be Jeffrey Douglas. And Danny Michelle has pulled his car, I believe, off the track. So Danny Michelle, the Los Angeles native, is done for the night after dominating his heat race. Didn't have to race in the B main. Oh, there's Hunter Carlson. He'll tack the back. Tough break for Danny Michelle, but he'll be back on the asphalt. And watch out for him, especially anything on asphalt. All right, so Jared Murphy's, as the pace truck hits pit road, green flag back underway. Jared Murphy's going to get a great launch. Daniel Mindfu Jones going to slide, going to stay in the 2nd position for the moment. Chris Golden now, he's starting to catfish it, getting on the bottom, just trying to find some grip. He'll get alongside Ryan Matthew Martin. Ryan Matthew Martin actually going to have the event car in the wall back there. Didn't know who it was, but that was a hard hit into the wall. It looks to be the 61 of Byrne. Yeah, I think it's going to be Robbie Byrne who hit the wall right there. Got a car blinking. That's going to be Hunter Carlson. Mitchell Wilson way back there in 9th. Jer Berlin, I believe he might have has As he pulled off, I believe he might have. The pole sitter for the A main looks to be done for this race. Hunter Carlson right now. You see David Warmuth. The battle for 6 is on between these 3 cars. Actually, no, it's not, because Douglas is actually 3 laps down. So Carlson and Warmuth are battling for this 6th position. Warmuth's going to get the advantage. This lap machine of Douglas is going to get in between for the moment. Now Carlson trying to use the bottom, doing a little catfishing himself. All this going on as Jared Murphy continues to lead. And Daniel Monfu Jones is closing in just little by little, but and Jared Murphy almost into the wall, almost went around right there. It's going to allow Hunter Carlson to move into the P6 position, rocking the open wheel style with no front, no fenders. He said, who needs fenders? As Jared Murphy continuing to lead as Daniel Monfu Jones trying to find a way to catch him. And he's catching little by little, but now it's jumped out to the second as Monfu got a little loose coming off that turn. Didn't get the run that he has been getting. Ryan Matthew Martin continues to ride in 3rd. Chris Golden in 4th. 5th's going to be Joshua Tressler 6th. Hunter Carlson 7th. David Corbin. Robbie Byrne in 8th. 9th's going to be Mitchell Wilson. In 10th is going to be Jeffrey Douglas. 3 laps down. 11th, Gerald Berlin, who has retired from the race along with Danny Michelle. Rounds out your field for this week. And now we're being joined by a guy who was out there. He almost got into the transfer spot. Would have been the pole sitter in this A feature. Driver of the 91 machine, Mr. Tracy Brown. Tracy, man, talk about how close you were to getting the job done right there in that B main.
Emmett, I'm gonna be honest with everybody. I have no idea. I've never felt so out of control driving a car before in my life. I mean, it reminded me of what I would think driving one of these big fire trucks in a big city would be, where you got the guy on the very back holding on to a steering wheel himself. So I just would like to say, I don't know if he will hear this or not, but I think I might have gotten into David Warmuth. Honestly, I don't really know. This was my very first racing ever on dirt. Things were going by so fast, I could barely see who was in front of me. Had no idea who was behind me. Had no idea. All I was just trying to do was make a lap. And so I don't know how it came off on TV. But anyway, just want to say, man, that was a blast for sure.
So let me ask you this. You've been out there. You've been on the track. Who do you think, well, I mean, Jared Murphy since hell, but who do you think has the best shot if we get another caution to win this race?
Oh, man, I tell you, I looked at Monfu Jones even in practice and everything. And I think he's somewhat of a sleeper pick, because you really don't think of, or at least I don't anyway, think of him as, a power hitter on the dirt tracks. But, man, he was really putting down some good laps. And right now he's running in 2nd position. Only, a little over 1 second behind Jared Murphy. And, oh boy, I cut my speech off there a little bit, because I was a little bit worried about giving him the broadcaster curse. You know how that goes.
Yes, I do. But, the thing, and the interesting thing was, being your nephew, Landon Brown, great, our lovely producer, we're talking, and the thing was, we saw Monfu qualify, and that's a rare sight.
I'd noted. Oh my God, Emmett. Yes, that was a shock to me as well. I was expecting to see him doing the heat races in the back of the pack, and he had moved up a few positions there, and I was like, he had to have qualified there. But I will tell you what, this track was so slick that for the heat races, I actually started on green flag in fourth gear and still couldn't put down all the power without it just kind of spinning out. So
Yeah, that's the thing
anyway,
about, that's the thing about dirt racing that I had to learn early on when I gotta thank my buddy JB Christensen for giving me some tips. He drove a sprint car in real life, and he told me, he said, it's all about your wheel, because I was wondering, I asked him, I said, dude, how do you cut it into the corner? And he said, what you do is you set it up early, and then you just let it slide. I said, do you let it slide a lot? As Chris Golden goes up into the wall, no caution, we stay green. But I asked him, I said, how do you do that, man? You know, it's so weird how you got to set it up. But he said, I said, do you, because when I used to race on dirt, Tracy, I would turn the wheel completely and I'd go around. But then I learned it's all about just a little bit of right, a little bit of left, just getting a little slide, and that's where you get your speed at for sure.
well, I can't speak on where you get your speed from, but just to survive, I can talk about that. It was just absolutely crazy. You know, you kind of get into turns, hit the brakes, the car's going to go where it wants to go, and then after that, you're controlling the front end with the steering, but you are totally in control of the rear end of the car with the throttle. And it just, for these particular cars, I've never driven anything else on dirt, so it's hard for me to speak about that as well. But man, you got to have massive amounts of throttle control. That's what's so impressive about Murphy and Mindfu right now. And, you know, even Martin and Carlson, Golden. Yeah, man, these guys, I mean, they were just light years in skill level beyond what I have.
Well, and the thing is, you know, Jared Murphy drives a lot of late model races, and I think he does some supers too. So that plays into his the experience driving that late model. Because really, if you think about it, driving a late model is pretty much like driving this ARCA car. Because I mean, it's not like driving a sprint car where you're so light; it's so heavy, and it's so hard to, like I said, find the speed, make the turns. But that really has played in Jared Murphy's, you know, his wheelhouse. And when he saw it was going to be on dirt in the ARCA car, you got to be thinking he was excited and really felt like he had a shot. Now we're seeing it right here with 18 to go.
Well, there is certainly a skill that you must develop in order to run these things competitively. And, you know, I was just trying to survive. I'll be straight up honest with you. And I apologize if I got into, by the way, any drivers that I got into, I am totally apologizing to you because, man, I was just trying to hang on. And, you know, when I saw that the B main, A main, whatever it was going to be 20 laps, I honestly didn't know if I could hold on for that long or not. So it was one heck of a ride for sure. And it was fun, but there was no way that I have the skill level these guys up front have and be able to compete with them there.
So what you're saying is you want to go do a test session in a 410 and see what you can do with that, right? Non-wing, not wing.
Are you 410? Are you talking about a shotgun? I have no idea. But let me tell you something pretty ironic. And the guys, I know this is, you know, the All-Star race for Golden Racing and all that, and those guys may know it. But especially in Four Wide Motorsports, just happened to be in a Discord channel with Jay Berlin. It was me and him all by ourselves. And when I ran my heat race, believe it or not, he kept me calm there. I personally, from what I've heard of Jay and from what I know of Jay, that was somewhat surprising. But, you know, he was cheering me on and keeping me calm at the same time. So I thought that was pretty interesting there, you know, coming from Jay Berlin. So want to give him a shout out. I know he made this main race here, but I think he's out of the race right now. But just want to tell him thank you very much. Appreciate it. Kind of cheering me on.
Yeah, that's the thing about Jared Berlin. You know, we see what he does, and yeah, he does get pretty mad sometimes. But I mean, it's a rare sight, but when he does get calm and everything, and he's actually helping you out. But that's the thing about Gerald. He's a great guy. And after, knowing him for so long and racing with him, I've learned that, what he says, you got to take with a grain of salt because he's just messing with you. And if he does that, then that means he likes you. So that's a good thing.
Well, all I know is he did a great job as far as the spotter goes, just keeping me calm, talking to me. I was expecting, a little bit more emotion from Jay, but I think he realized this is my first time on dirt and didn't know what I was doing, and it just kind of got away with me that he was the source of calm for me there, if you will.
10 laps to go here in this feature. And we've got a caution. The Elite Tracks Designs caution flag waving for the 4th time tonight. Well, now, Tracy, this sets up an interesting little tidbit because we got 10 laps to go in this feature. Who do you think gets the job done?
Emmett, my money's still on Mindfu. I realize, Murphy, man, he's just putting laps down almost like a robot. You know what I mean? It just seems like he's putting them down perfect lap after lap after lap. But I just, I don't know. Mindfu Jones has kind of showed me something tonight that I honestly didn't know he had this kind of talent. And it's going to take some serious dirt talent to be able to win this race because these cars are so heavy. The track is so slick, and apparently, speaking of which, that was the other thing I wasn't quite prepared for, is how much the track changes from race to race as well. Mm-hmm. And, but anyway, that if I were a betting man, that's where I'm going to put it. No offense to Murphy there, because he's certainly done some. But, like I said, he was putting them down, almost looked like an AI car running around here all night. So I'm going to put my money on the 99. Who have you got there, Emmett?
I'm also going to put my money on the 99. Just like being with FWM for so long. And Daniel Jones and Yogi Schleer is who I talk to the garage. When something's going on, I'll ask Daniel and Yogi about it. Those two from UNCW Racing. And you got to go with the North Carolina driver over the South Carolina driver, right? So here we go.
Sorry about that, Emmett. Didn't mean to leave you hanging there, man. I was in the middle of getting me another Granddaddy juice here to kind of celebrate my I know it sounds terrible, but me at least finishing the race that I had, to me, that was like a victory in and of itself. Well, but yeah, absolutely, man. When it comes right down to it, you got to stick with the North Carolina guys, man.
Well, and you got to think about it. You did finish P3. So,
I have no idea.
So we're going to go to a single file restart right here, Tracy. As the green flag waving, sponsored by Leadfoot TV for the 5th time tonight. And we're back underway here at USA for this All-Star Showdown. It's going to come down to it. 9 laps to settle it right here. Hunter Carlson. Look at this, Tracy. Hunter Carlson does not have a fender. He's driving a modified, and he's going for P2. How about that?
Emmett, I was just fixing to say the exact same thing. I don't know. Hunter might have stumbled across an advantage here. Who needs a front end or a valence or anything like that? He seems to be getting plenty of grip, man. He is showing off his talent as well. running into third position right now.
Yeah, he said, fenders, we don't need no stinking fenders. Right here as we see Ryan Matthew Martin jump down to the inside line, try to find some grip.
Well,
As
Emmett, it would be interesting to see how many positions that Hunter Carlson has picked up since losing defenders in the front bumper and everything.
I believe he restarted when he got that car back fixed. I believe he was P9. Okay, so 10th. He restarted 10th because he was tagging the back. That's unbelievable.
Oh, wow. Man, like I said, he's found a Easter egg in the game here or something. Or, a built-in cheat, man. You know, just knock the front end off the thing and all of a sudden it hooks up. But man, him and Mindfu both. I mean, look at that. Honestly, I kept hearing all these dirt guys talking about a cushion. I never found it. Everywhere to me seemed like it was ice. So, but I was just noticing Mindfu up there ripping the wall, man.
Yeah, definitely ripping the fence. And the thing is, usually the cushion is right there, but sometimes it can be built up on the bottom, like at Knoxville. But yeah, if you hit that cushion, that's where you're going to find a lot of speed, Tracy. And then sometimes you can even get the advantage bouncing off the wall. It does work at dirt racing.
Well, I tell you what I was looking for, Emmett. When I was racing those shiny spots, you know, it looks really packed down. It reminded me of asphalt, and I was like, I can drive on asphalt. This dirt stuff, man, I have no idea. I felt like a tiller or something out there cultivating for some tomatoes.
Daniel Mindfu Jones into the wall. That's going to move Hunter Carlson to the number 2 spot, but here comes Ryan. I can't remember. Ryan Matthew Martin, that's what it is. Ryan Matthew Martin's going to move into the number 3 spot as he's trying to get up to Hunter Carlson. There'll be 2 laps to go for Jared Murphy meantime. Actually, sorry, 3 laps to go. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Now there's 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks go up in the air for the inaugural All-Star Showdown on the dirt at USA for the Golden Racing League. Jared Murphy coming out of turn number 4. He'll see the the Golden Chef Speed Shop white flag waving. 1 to go here at USA. It's been a show, and he's put it on dominating fashion. Took him to the woodshed. Down the backstretch for the final time. He made the move. That's going to be the move of the race when he pulled the slider on Mitchell Wilson to take over the race lead. And it's been smooth sailing from there. Jared Murphy's going to win the All-Star Showdown at USA for the Golden Racing League. Hunter Carlson second. Third's going to be Ryan Matthew Martin. 4th, Daniel Mindfu Jones. 5th, Chris Golden. 6th, John Lee Tressler. 7th, David Warmuth. 8th's going to be Robbie Byrd. 9th's going to be Mitchell Wilson. 10th, Jeffrey Douglas. 11th, Jared Berlin. And 12th, Danny Michelle. Round out your field.
And look at that. Jared Murphy going around here, what do you call it, drifting, making faster lap times than I could, going all out. So, man, that just shows you the amount of talent this guy right here has. I told you, he looked just like one of the iRacing, what do you call it, AI drivers or something, you know, where they never spin, never need to pit, nothing ever really gets out of whack with them. But just want to say congratulations to him, man. He certainly deserves to win here.
So we're going to step away, and we'll be right back with the post-race of the All-Star Showdown right here on Leadfoot TV. Welcome back here, folks, as the inaugural Golden Racing League All-Star Showdown at USA International Speedway has just wrapped up. We're here with our third place finisher, Mr. Ryan Matthew Martin. Ryan, man, you were on skates. I mean, we saw you on the rails in the heats, in the B main. I mean, talk about your car, man. Great great rally to finish third. How does it feel right here?
It feels pretty good. Car was trying to overheat on me a lot of that race. I got caught up in, I believe, the first and the third accident we had there. Um, didn't have too bad damage, kept the nose on the car, but oil was getting hot, especially on that long run. I had to start running about half throttle to keep it from overheating too bad. I noticed the guys behind me started catching me. That's when Hunter managed to actually get around me there.
So talk about. I mean, you got involved in a wreck. What was that in the B main? You were involved in a wreck, I believe, or was that early on in the feature?
Early on in the feature, that first wreck that happened in 3 and 4, I got in
Okay.
a separate incident on the backstretch.
So how? I mean, talk about the rally, man. I mean, both you and Hunter Carlson rallied back. The other, of course, Danny Michelle's car was toast, but Jared Berlin, he ducked out. How does it feel to rally back up here and finish P3 and get your post race interview in this podium finish?
It feels really good. Just track felt good. These cars are heavy for a track like this with such low banking. But I've done this a few times with this combination of a few different tracks, and it just felt good. Felt like almost second nature, and just trying to keep people from getting into other people when it would step out or somebody else would step out. It was a challenge, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, and having that McConey shop set up probably helped you as well. But we're going to
I
turn
had
over.
to run that just to screw with Chris a little bit.
We're going to turn the mic over. Are you affiliated with Club?
Yeah, I'm Alex's spotter.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to turn the mic over to you just to thank your sponsor, give the shout outs. This is your time to shine, man.
All right. Well, I guess I have to thank Jeff just to screw with Chris a little bit more. But no, I really just got to thank Chris for all this. It's a good league. I wish I got to run it more. It's just Wednesday nights are a little tough on me, middle of the week with the job I have right now and everything. Hopefully, by the time the next season rolls around, I'll be able to run more with y'all.
All right. Well, good luck this weekend at Kansas, and
All right.
hopefully we'll see you back here racing in the Gold Racing League, man.
All right. Thank you.
That was your third place finisher. Now we're going to go to driver/reporter, Mr. Tracy Brown. He's caught up with Hunter Carlson, who brings it home in second.
Yeah, thank you very much there, Emmett. Yeah, I'm standing here with the mad chef himself, Hunter Carlson from Hannah City, Illinois, with Copperhead Racing, running to 32. Well, I was going to say what it was. I think it used to be a Chevrolet, but I'm not sure because the emblem's missing. Hunter Carlson, if you don't mind, I always start off my interviews like this. I'd love to get you to kind of recap how you feel like tonight went for you.
I feel like I say this a lot, emotional roller coaster, but I think this time it really showed it by just the way that race started. As soon as that caution came out, I don't know if they were just already loose to begin with or they just slammed the brakes, but they spun in front of me. I had nowhere to go. I tried to spin it to try to spin myself around them. Didn't work out. I ended up hitting Jeffrey there and knocking the whole front end out of whack. Had about almost 9 minutes of damage there. Got a little bit fixed, came out, and then was about a half a lap down, and I got thankful that caution came out, which allowed me to fix a little bit more. Then the caution came out, I fixed a little bit more. I had about 5 and a little, almost just under 6 minutes left of damage, and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna send it from here. I'm already mad enough from how the race started, and managed to just find that really good slider line to make up a lot of time. I made up a lot of ground using that. Then I found the top, and that's where I'm comfy. I was able to whip it around the top and everything. I didn't want to see that last caution, really. I felt like my tires kind of glazed up there on the caution, and then I just didn't have the grip I had before. But, oh no, I mean, after the race started, I'll take a second.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Hunter. I mean, I was very impressed with you, to be honest with you, because you weren't even into conversation for my or Emmett's picks to win this race. But did you? I realized you went into the pits a couple of different times there, but for that last run, how far back did you drop trying to take care of the damage that had occurred to your car?
I had to be anywhere from 8th to 10th. I wish I could tell you, but I wasn't really paying attention to where I was. I was more important about trying to get out before the green and hopefully not go a lap down there. But didn't think I could do it, to be honest.
Well, I tell you, Hunter, it was just like I was telling you before we came back on air here. I'm not sure if you ain't found the Easter egg, little cheat code there or something, but maybe it's that, I don't even know what you call it, that sheet metal underneath the radiator, some kind of pan, got a little bit more air, but all of a sudden, man, when that front bumper came off, your car came alive, man, and so did your driving there. So anyway, I don't know. Well, let me go ahead and ask you, do you think it helped the car any at all? Or do you really think it hurt it?
Honestly, I think it hurt it. I was getting close to into the 280s, my oil. I think it front bumper bar got pushed into the radiator fan, and I don't think the radiator was really working that well. It was mighty hot, and I was getting kind of worried in the middle of that long run we had.
Well, you were making it look easy for sure there, man. Especially that last green flag run. So I'd just like to, say congratulations again on your second place finish. That was very impressive. Came from out of nowhere as far as I'm concerned. And, man, I think with the damage that's on that car, coming home second's got to feel an awful lot like, almost like a win for you there. So, but anyway, before we let you go, please, by all means, thank your sponsors or anyone else you'd like to thank tonight.
Eastern Technical Designs. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for racing tonight, and thank you for coming in the booth and helping out. I appreciate that more than anything. And I would have loved to race with you tonight, but
Yeah. Well, you guys needed somebody to pass, and I felt like I did a good job with that tonight.
You almost got there.
I told Landon, I said, he's done. I said, bring him in the booth.
Oh yeah,
that was my first race. I don't mean to be taking over your your sponsors or anything, man, but I just want to tell you that was the first racing I've ever done on dirt. That was a hoot. It was very, very fun, but I think I even told him that was the most out of control I think I've ever felt on iRacing. It is just it's hard to put into words, and until you try to do it, you don't realize how much talent and skill that it does take to be able to make a good lap on one of these cars right here.
Sure.
So go ahead and finish thanking your sponsor.
For sure.
There,
I want to give a big shout out to Chris Golden, the other side of Golden Chef Speed Shop, the golden version, because I'm not as good looking. But without him, I wouldn't be able to become a better driver, a better setup builder. I think we've learned a lot this season. I think we're ready to really continue building on that momentum from this season, and especially helping. I've learned a lot building the sets for 4Y Motorsports ARCA over there in the late model stocks. Thank you for Wayne for allowing me to do that. It's allowed me to learn even more and figure out what people like, what people don't like. Want to thank 4Y Motorsports do for on Mondays and Fridays. Want to thank Leadfoot Racing TV for putting this show on in the Golden Racing League every week, twice a week. It's awesome. Landon, Emmett, Tracy, thank you for everything you guys do here. Guys who want some good paint, want some 2012 like nostalgic neon paints, reach out to Angry Chef Designs. Oh, and LB
Rock and roll. Okay, yeah, absolutely, man. Well, I don't know if you noticed or not, but I was pretty much riding a iRacing basic scheme tonight, whatever came in the paint shop. So I might have to look you up there, Hunter, if I ever do this again. So anyway, congratulations again. Man, I'm going to toss it back up to Emmett Crow, who I do believe is caught up with our feature winner.
Thank you, Tracy. I'm standing down here in Victory Lane with Mr. Jared Murphy. Jared, I was talking about you be running the late models. Do you think that really played into your advantage you had over the field when you pulled that slider? That had to be the move of the race. What were you thinking when you pulled that slider to get the lead around from Wilson right there?
Oh, I was just glad to see he didn't go there. So as soon as he turned right a little bit, I said, "Ah, fuck this! I'm going to the lead."
Oh, gotta watch
I
it.
sorry about that.
You're
I came
good.
from the back. I still had to start last because of the invert. So I just took it real easy. And when I had my chance to go to the front, I took it and I never looked back.
So talk about this. I mean, you dominated on the asphalt in the Gold Racing League. Now you come over here to the All-Star race. How do you feel about season 2 of the Gold Racing League and your chances to win that as well?
Yeah, I'm really just a dirt guy that likes to play on asphalt a little bit. So these guys are really good. So I just hope to be competitive every week, and I don't get a whole lot of time to test, so I just kind of show up and do my thing.
All right. And before we let you thank your sponsors, how would you describe this race in this inaugural? I mean, you've got the bragging rights. You won the inaugural All-Star Showdown. How does that feel also?
Oh, it feels good. These cars on dirt is definitely a tricky deal, but I think my experience on dirt came through a little bit and just knowing where to put the car and how much throttle to give it. I don't think I went full throttle the entire race. Um, yeah, this was fun. They have a good thing going here with this league, and I'm looking forward to the future.
All right. Well, before we let you go, thank your sponsors and give your shout outs, man.
I'd like to thank y'all for these awesome broadcasts. Chris with the Golden for putting this deal on, and Twisted Speed Setup Shops.
All right. Well, we'll see you when the season starts.
Thank you, buddy.
Congrats again on the win, and good luck this season.
Thank you.
Once again, that was your race winner, Mr. Jared Murphy. We're going to go to our race results real quick. Again, Jared Murphy, your winner, followed by Hunter Carlson, second. Third is going to be Ryan Matthew Martin. Fourth, Daniel Monfood Jones. Fifth, Chris Golden. Sixth, Joshua Tressler. Seventh, David Warmuth. Eighth, Brody Byrne. Ninth, Mitchell Wilson. 10th, Jeffrey Douglas. 11th, Gerald Berlin and Danny Michelle, who both retired early. Tracy, what is your take before we get out of here in this first All-Star Showdown on the dirt?
I'm sorry, man, because if you
Little bit
want
of
my
grandpappy
take,
juice.
holy cow! Not only that, dude, I'm here to tell you something, man. I have a whole new appreciation for these guys that drive on dirt. I knew it was difficult. I didn't have any idea it was this difficult. I mean, it just takes, well, at least for me, this being my first race, it took an awful lot of concentration. I felt like I had to be perfect, and I wasn't tonight. But I do know that from running on asphalt, yeah, it's probably, I'm assuming it's got a lot to do with muscle memory and kind of adjusting that as track changes and that sort of thing. But before we sign off, I'd definitely like to thank David Warmuth. Unfortunately, I wasn't in the money tonight, but he can feel more than welcome to go ahead and send me a check if he'd like to, or Cash App or PayPal, either one, But yeah, definitely would like to thank him for sponsoring the race. Would like to thank Chris Golden for inviting me to run here with these guys. I mean, I was in way over my head. These guys are just so daggone good. It's, I don't know. If I ever run another one, I'm going to have to do a lot more practicing, that's for sure. But just would like to thank Chris Golden, Hunter Carlson, David Warmuth, Emmett Crow, Landon Brown, rocking the buttons behind the screen there. Like to give him a shout out as well. And look at there. I finally get my name in lights. Tracy Brown, color announcer. So I think it should be. Hold it. Shouldn't that be driver analyst?
Driver
right about
analyst.
for what no more than what I was able to contribute there, man. It was an absolute blast. I had fun. It was way harder
Oh,
than
he
what I
switched it.
expected. All right. Tracy Brown, driver analyst. Yes, absolutely.
Whoa, now. This is like Leadfoot After Dark.
Oh,
on
well,
Sunday
okay,
nights.
there we go. Yeah, but I don't know, Chris Golden. Can we bring him in here just kind of say a few words? I mean, he was the one that sort of put this whole season. Well, not sort of. Hell, he did put the whole season together, both on the dirt and the asphalt. We've become very good friends. At least I think, anyway. Over the last few months, we've been working really close together here. So, Chris, don't know if you got your ears on there, buddy, but if you do, can you say a few words about this season that just wrapped up here?
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad we're still friends after I drug you into this thing. I wasn't sure how you was gonna take this one, but I'll tell you what, man. I have to say, and I said it over the radio to all of you guys. Your race right there in the B main was pretty much the show of the night. When you and those other two guys, y'all are three-way fighting for the transfer spot, the last available transfer spot. I mean, it's B main number 2. It is the last chance qualifier, and y'all are fighting over the last transfer spot. Man, that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I already love the way that these ARCA cars look on dirt, the way they drive on dirt. And man, that battle was unreal watching that. I can't wait to go back and rewatch it over and over and over again. The feature was a lot of fun. It's not too often that I still get kind of sweaty running iRacing, but I put in some work on this one tonight with the 50 lapper there and everything else. And Tracy, don't let this discourage you from dirt. Actual dirt cars are a lot easier to drive than these. These are not dirt cars. These are 3,500 pound skateboards that don't want to run on dirt.
And that's exactly the way it felt as well.
I told him. I
Go
said,
ahead.
You're 100% right. The dirt after running these dirt cars are going to be a lot easier for you. I will tell you that. Start out with the street stocks, because what you just ran was a 700 horsepower street stock. So the regular street stocks and all that, they have about half that horsepower. So that'd be a good class for you to play in. I'm glad you had fun. I'm glad it was hard for everybody. I'll be honest. I was worried. I was trying to think of something that would be hard for everyone, where nobody would have an advantage. We went back and forth all week about how to gear the cars, how to set the cars, and everything else. And I tried to handicap. I'll be honest. I tried to handicap Murphy, Carlson, and a couple other dirt guys. And I'll be dadgum if they still didn't finish 1-2, but I mean, that's why they're our champions. I mean, our asphalt champion, our dirt champion finished 1-2 in the all-star race. You can't script it better than that. I mean, heck, Hunter, our dirt champion, goes from 10th all the way back up to 2nd after getting wiped out. Man, I couldn't ask for anything more. And from this season, I mean, we ran 20 races and had 14 different winners among 20 races. And on the asphalt side, we ran 10 of those asphalt races. We had 9 different winners on the asphalt side. And when I envisioned creating this league,
I think we lost Chris.
Oh, I didn't know if it was Chris or me. I was sitting here looking all around my screen like what just messed up right then, you know?
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, my fault. My power went out mid-sentence there. But I jumped in on my phone here. But yeah, anyway, when I envisioned creating this, that's what I had hoped to create, was a league where no one driver could dominate the whole series. And when you have 10 races and 9 different winners, that's what you dream of, especially when, I mean, by week 3 out of 10, you're already averaging. I mean, as a league, you want to shoot for 20 cars. 20 cars is a great field. That's where we all aim, we all strive for. And by week 3, like we only existed for 3 weeks, we're already surpassing 20 cars, and we never fell below 20 cars again. Our finale race, we had 28 cars show up for the next gens at Indy. I mean, we started the season with mini stocks at Lanier and went through the whole progression ladder. It was a crazy season. It was pretty unreal. I'm actually kind of looking forward to seeing how the changes that everybody voted on, because we're very diplomatic. I mean, you guys know we leave everything to votes here. We want to do what you guys want to do. So we left. I'm curious to see how these votes pan out next year, and or not next year, next season rather. How next season goes, and we got so big in season 1 that we had to create a second iRacing league so that we had enough numbers. I mean, we ran out. We had 120 numbers or 110 numbers, and we ran out of numbers. I think we have maybe 9 left. So I had to create a second league so that we could double our available numbers, and it's man, there's no way in heck I would have ever thought that would be possible after one season. But thanks to you and Landon and Emmett and Hunter, Wayne, all my admins, all the guys at FWM and at Leadfoot, because we all work so well together. Man, this has been a pretty awesome little ride, and dude, it's with all 3 of us, it's just going to keep skyrocketing. It's unreal where this thing can go.
Well, and I want to thank you, Chris, for hitting me up earlier in the week. I didn't know because had a race earlier. I didn't know how it was going to pan out, but everything worked out. I was able to get in just in time as Landon was hitting me up, telling me how many minutes I had, and the race that I was doing before is a blowout. So I talked to the lead guy and I said I'm going to have to duck out. He said, "Yeah, that's perfectly fine." So was able to get in here. I had a blast. It was good to call my first race in the Gold Racing League, and my first race with Tracy Brown on color is a great time. And just want to thank you for having me in the booth tonight.
Absolutely, man. It's always a pleasure having you in here. I mean, we live practically neighbors down here. We're within 2 hours, so we're within 2 hours. So that counts as neighbors down here. But man, just thanks to everybody again. I mean, Golden Chef Speed Shop. I mean, we've gotten to where we create some really fast race cars, and there's a lot of setup shops out there that build fast setups. But I take a lot of pride in our ability to create efficient, drivable, fast setups. I take a lot of pride in that. Tracy can attest to that. He's driven our setups a couple times this year.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm very, very proud of that. Hunter and I have been able to build with the help of Wayne Cannon and a couple others, learning as we go and become very, very proficient. If we're not tooting our own horn a little bit here, but we've become very proficient in building these setups. Angry Chef Designs obviously created a new, it was actually a spin on last year's paint scheme that I ran at Berlin Raceway with Club Racing Inc. Hunter went in and did a redesign on it for Kids Deserve Dads. That's also the scheme that I will be running in season 2. If the votes stay how they are, we will be running the ARCA cars for season 2. So that'll be my paint for season 2 as well, and it will also be my paint over in 4Wide Motorsports for our Friday ARCA League. And of course, Dave's Trailer Repair, David Warmuth, Golden Racing, my personal brand that I've created. Definitely Dave's Trailer Repair down there in Lone Grove, Oklahoma. He's already jumped on to be a partner for season 2 as well. Leadfoot TV, 4Wide Motorsports. There's so many that have made this thing happen throughout the year. I mean, Kids Deserve Dads has been a huge supporter, and we've been able to give back to them a little bit with a couple of our races. Of course, one huge memory is going to stand out forever is the 28 cars or 27 cars lined up 4 wide behind Devin Baker at Indianapolis with the Next Gens for our season finale for the memorial for his daughter Sky. There's so much good. I said it in a Facebook post the other day. There's so much good that we have been able to do with a video game that most people just think about, oh yeah, I want to go play this game. There's so much that we have been able to do good in the world, even if it's just our little part. It feels really good. It's an awesome thing to be able to change the world just a little bit to make it a little bit better than it is.
I'm going to shift gears for a little bit, but I know one of your goals for next season is definitely get a race sponsored by Micro Maidens.
Very true. 100%. I would love to put one on the hood of the dirt late model. As a lot of people know, I'm going dirt late model racing. I'm hoping to get a couple races in this year if we get the car done. But next year I'll be full time running the Sooner Late Model series. Somewhat stepping away from ARCA. I'll be running Berlin Raceway this year. As of now, unless something else comes up, that will be my last foreseen ARCA Menards Series event. For the foreseeable future until I'm able to purchase my own car or someone just decides that they want me to drive their car.
Well, I was going to say, and another thing, I saw your post. Tell us about what you're wanting to do on that car because it's pretty special what I saw.
It really is. Last year, we were able to carry Kids Deserve Dads and do a tribute to my late grandpa that had passed. Because Berlin Raceway, I race there every year because it's on Father's Day weekend, and my grandfather played such a huge role in my love for racing. We growing up, we didn't have a lot of money, very very poor, but we were always race fans. I didn't know how, didn't know the path to get there, but I just knew that one day I was going to race. I didn't know how. Fast forward, at the age of 28, I bought my first dirt track car. Fast forward again, the age of 32, I make my first ARCA Menards Series start. So I go from first time ever sitting in a race car to making my NASCAR debut in 4 years. So apparently, I found out that I'm pretty good at it. I guess I'm good at something. I don't know what yet, but what we're doing with that car for Father's Day this year rather at Berlin's, the race is June 20th. Is for $50, anyone can put their dad's name, a memorial, a social media handle, whatever they want to put on the car, whether it be their TikTok, they want to promote their TikTok or their dad's business page or their dad or memorial for their dad. Anything about Father's Day or any kind of thing that somebody even wants to do for themselves or maybe even their mom. It's a 1-inch by 6-inch decal, and I want to cover the whole car. We're working on the deck lid right now, or in the hood, and every logo is 1-inch by 6-inch, which is pretty fair considering our 4x4 decals on the B pillar are $100. So this actually covers more area than the 4x4. And there'll be social media videos, extensive coverage of all of that as we do that for Father's Day at Berlin. But for $50, you can get whatever you want put on an actual real life ARCA Menards Series race car live on Fox. I mean, I can't really ask for more than that. Anybody can. I mean, heck, there's more people that spend $50 going out to eat, and you get to put your name on a race car in NASCAR. It's just going to be on TV. Can't beat that.
Yeah, and I just want to say, I mean, what a full circle moment because looking back, as some of our new viewers haven't heard, but I remember that when you made that announcement live on the old podcast I used to have, the Checker Flag Show, and it was definitely a moment. And look at where we are now, man.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. There's no way, dude. When I bought my first car, that little limited modified, there was no way that I would go out here. And I started my career racing against Leon Ramirez, obviously Derek Ramirez's dad. In a rookie limited mod class with like 6 cars, and I would finish 4th or 5th every race. There's no way that in 4 years I went from that to making my first ever ARCA Menards Series start and qualifying a car the year before that doesn't even count as a start, but 3 years into my racing career, and I'm driving an ARCA Menards Series car. This kid that grew up not knowing if he was going to get to eat dinner at night, didn't have central heat or didn't have any air conditioning or a heater until he was in high school. That kid made it to NASCAR. That's man, if that's not an inspiring story, I don't know what is.
Well, Chris, that's very, very inspiring. I think speak for him as well. I think there's an awful lot of us on iRacing that can relate to that story, even though we haven't made it to NASCAR yet. That's certainly a lot of us dream here on iRacing, what we would love to do. But I just want to, before you sign off or whatnot, I would just like to thank you very much for inviting me here. Obviously, you knew I have zero dirt experience. I think I expressed that more than once. Um, but have the faith in me to come in here and not to cause a poop show, which I don't think I did. I don't know. It depends on who you ask. David Warmuth may feel differently, but I'm going to apologize to him. I think that might have been my fault earlier on. But anyway, I would just like to say thank you very much for inviting me over here and to be a part of this event. And I absolutely had a blast. So thanks again. And I think you're really doing a good thing here. And like you said, you know, a lot of these events that we're doing, I'm not, well, I shouldn't say we. I only included myself because I drove in it. But anyway, these small events like this, it does contribute to things like Kids Deserve Dads. And I know there's been several, or at least a couple other, man, what do you call it? Donation type events that we've done here that I've sort of helped broadcast or whatnot. But anyway, and especially like the one there at Indy, I can't remember the guy's name now, but I remember having to take a tissue and kind of dry my eyes, seeing everyone kind of, you know, pace around there 4 wide at Indy. I don't know. I just got kind of choked up there. I can't remember what it was. It was a very emotional time for me to see someone young like that, you know, that was taken away from their parents, grandparents, so young in life. I got a granddaughter myself, a couple of grandkids or grandboys, you know, and so it just kind of struck a chord with me. And anyway, I just thought that was a really, really honorable thing that you guys put on. And I think what I could be wrong about the guy's name. I think it was. I'm not sure. Seems like to me his name was Dagan or something. But anyway, I do apologize.
Devin Baker. Yep.
Devin
Yep.
Baker. Yes. So Devin, I do apologize, but I mean, just the sight and viewing what happened there. I mean, it really touched my heart. I kind of left a comment in YouTube. I don't know. It was one of those things where I even left a comment, you know, that she's gone but not forgotten. Obviously, from all the support that was given and expressed there in that race, and of course for her, all of her family, you know, all those loving memories that they had together will never perish. You know, they live forever. So anyway, Chris, I didn't mean to drag anything out too far here, man. Just want to say thank you. I think all your efforts that you're doing is especially for contributing. I can't find the word right now. I'm getting old, but anyway, you know, the donation type thing, contributions. That's a good word, Emmett. Thank you very much, man.
Yeah.
Problem.
Appreciate that. So anyway, I'm gonna toss it back to you, Emmett, Chris, and let you guys sign off. But I just wanted to express that before I got off.
Well, we appreciate you, Tracy. Thank you so much. And Emmett, I'll go ahead and hand it back to you with the last little reminder here. Our Asphalt Season 2 kicks off May 6th right here on Leadfoot TV. And our Dirt League will kick off May 7th. So we're going back to back. We're going Wednesday, Thursday now for the Golden Racing League. So our Season 2 opener will be May 6th for Asphalt, May 7th for Dirt. And we've already pretty much locked in the ARCA cars and have 100% locked in pro late models on Dirt. So everybody loves late models. My wife calls them Batman cars, which is freaking awesome. And they are one of my favorite cars. I feel kind of biased because I drive both of these, but I mean, I didn't pick it. The guys did. So we're going to have fun.
Well, it's kind of cool, you know, you're talking about you're running the Sooner late model. I know we're dragging this out, but there's so much to talk about. You know, you're talking about running the Sooner late model series. Actually got to call some of those races with my good buddy, Mr. Larry Carr, who does an unbelievable job of that series, the official announcer of that series. Of course, you'll be running with Sloppy Hog and Kelsey and all those people. And Sooner Late Model Series, if anybody's not checked it out, definitely check it out if it's close to you. It is in the Sooner State and Texas, so if you're watching and you're wondering about that series, definitely go to an event that they're at a track. But with that being said, once again, if you are interested in joining and running the Golden Racing Lead Asphalt Division, you heard it here first from Chris Golden himself, League Honcho, man. It's going to be on May 6th is when that kicks off in the Dirt League, going to the Pro Late Models and the ARCA cars for the Asphalt. That will be May 7th, which you can catch right here on LED TV. But with that being said, we're going to sign off for the final time. For my producer, Mr. Landon Brown, and my color driver analyst, Mr. Tracy Brown, I'm Emma Crow saying good night from USA, and we'll see you on May 6th as we kick off Season 2 of the Golden Racing League. Good night, everybody.